Hey everybody, I'm Jacob.
I'm Gabriel.
Today we're going to be watching Gremlins Part 2, directed by Joe Dante. So about a year ago we made our first video together, and that was Gremlins Part 1, right?
Yeah, right.
And now we're going to be watching Part 2. Both of us have never seen this movie, so it should be fun to watch. We're going to watch the movie, and then we're going to talk about it after.
Okay.
So you ready for the new batch?
Yeah.
Gremlins, the new batch. Let's do this. Okay, so we just finished Gremlins Part 2, the new batch. And, so Gabriel, I thought you hadn't seen it, but you knew the opening was going to start with Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
So you said you've seen a part of it, not all of it, the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool what they did with the logo. And, so what did you think of it?
It was good.
Good? Paul?
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty good.
We were saying that it wasn't as good as the first one, but I don't think it's not the same movie at all, and it kind of suffers from it because it's not as good. But I think it's a good thing that it's not trying to be the first movie, that it is a good sequel, because it is Joe Dante, the same director, and he didn't want to make the same movie. He said he'd only make the movie if he gets to do it differently, and he wanted to make it not Christmas, not in the suburbs, in this gigantic skyrise building in like New York City. And this movie is just completely crazy. Like, other one was like structured and stuff, but this one is basically I don't remember the beginning. They show the Asian guy, but then the gremlin or Gizmo is in the street, and the scientist steals them, and he takes them into the building where it just so happens the same guy who had him in Part 1 works at. Yeah. And the building has everything. It has a movie theater, and I guess that's all it had. It had everything regular, but it also had a movie theater, which I was confused. Why would it have a movie theater? But to be honest, that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
It was when they like break they tried to ruin everything. They tried to mess everything
University.
up. What university?
The part that looks like when he's drinking like a wing potion. Then when he flies out, there's a
the gargoyle, and then he breaks out. It shows the Batman logo.
Yeah.
But then he fights with Dick Miller, the guy who was in Part 1. He comes back, him and his wife. This movie, so the whole thing takes place inside the building. A little bit takes outside when he flies out and he becomes a gargoyle, and Dick Miller pours his cement on him. Rest in peace, Dick Miller. He's a great actor. But this one, the water spreads on them. The original one, they just kind of turn. They all have kind of different personalities in Part 1, right?
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy. They're mostly just kind of different, like, versions of evil. This one, there's one that can talk, and he's like really smart.
Yeah.
Then there's one that's a woman with that's always kissing one guy. And that's how it ended the movie. She was kissing him, and she was trying to marry him, and then he was looking at her, and he goes, okay. And then there's also like special ed one with the eyes.
And the
That was funny when Phoebe Cates. Oh my God, Phoebe Cates. She takes the one gremlin home, but it's not Gizmo. She thinks it's Gizmo. That was funny. His eyes is like, dude. That was funny.
That was sort of insulting if you're Gizmo, right?
Yeah, like
that one was Gizmo.
I guess she didn't bond with Gizmo in Part 1. She just saw them when they were all crazy. That's why he said Gizmo's there. She was like, what? Like, I don't want to take care of this thing again. Like, you remember what happened last time? But there were so many other ones. There was, I guess, that one's the googly eye gremlin. And what else? There was a couple more. There was some different. So there was the gargoyle gremlin, the girl gremlin, the googly eye gremlin. And there was a couple more different versions. But this whole movie was really just going crazy.
It was like a lot of once they set up that all these gremlins are going to be stuck inside that building. That's basically it. And once they got to that point, and that was just probably about 45 minutes of them just sort of causing havoc.
Yeah.
And you don't really know how it's going to end. I mean, eventually they got to stop it, but you don't know how.
Yeah.
And they don't really know how, so just, a long duration of them just going crazy. Pretty good, but it would have been better if they sort of had kind of like a plan earlier on, and they were trying to work towards it.
That was dumb how they ended it. He sprayed him with the water hose, then he just got a remote control and held it up and it zapped him and electrocuted him. And that was it. I thought it was like, well, why do they, maybe I'm missing something. But the first like 10-20 minutes wasn't great of this movie. But once she brought the dumb, googly-eyed Gizmo version home, and then it started to get good. And this movie did make me laugh a lot. But
what about the Gizmo dancing?
Broad daylight, because I'm ready. And I'm able. I'm willing and I'm able, so you better come and go with me.
that was the best part. You're right.
Yeah,
that was
my favorite part.
And Christopher Lee's one of the scientists. That was great. Christopher Lee. There's a lot of cool actors in this.
Yeah, it's good. You know, it had I like Hulk Hogan was in it.
Oh yeah,
playing himself.
That was funny at the
Had a
movie
lot of
theater.
stuff like that. Even the long duck dumb guy.
The guy, yeah, had two people from the Breakfast Club. They had what's his name, Jake's girlfriend. Be
Yeah.
quiet. That's Gizmo over there, Elmo. Shut up. But they had two. Yeah, the girlfriend, but she just had different hair. Then they had Long Duck Dong. That's how you pronounce. That's his name.
Yeah.
He's like running around with the camera in this. And then it had this guy that I liked from this movie called Thief, a Michael Mann movie. He played like a Dracula, like he's dressed up as Dracula in this movie. And then they had Tuco from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Tuco from Breaking Bad was in it.
Yeah.
And also the security guard who he bites his nose. I forget his name, but he is in Little Monsters with Howie Mandel. And he's also in Blank Check and Encino Man, but Little Monsters is with Howie Mandel, and Howie Mandel plays the voice of Gizmo. So I forgot that Howie Mandel plays the voice, so that was cool.
And that's the guy who plays Gomez Adam and the Addams Family.
He was the janitor who squirts the water that gets Gizmo, and that's why he multiplies.
Yeah.
I thought the makeup effects was a lot better in this one when it shows their backs, and their backs are like making bubbles, and you could see the gremlins inside growing. It looked like fetuses, so they were growing in there. The makeup effects was a lot better. Some of the CGI effects weren't good. There was a couple of moments where it didn't look very good. Mm-hmm. But this one was it was trying a lot more stuff. So I'm not saying it was bad. Like it was really it went more over the top, which is special effects in part one. Mm-hmm. They were trying stuff out a lot more.
Yeah, that's what I like. This one of the better scenes too is when Phoebe Cates starts talking about what happened to her on Lincoln's birthday. Mm-hmm. Remember, sort of making fun of her speech in the first one, where she's talking about how her dad died on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I thought that. I don't remember that the first time I seen it, but it was pretty good that they put that in.
Yeah.
And this one really kind of breaks that what they call the fourth wall a lot.
Yeah.
Where it lets it be known that even when Leonard Maltin is reviewing Gremlins, the first one, one of the VHS.
He has the Gremlins VHS. That was funny. That was good, and they attack him.
Yeah.
Leonard Maltin isn't too great of an actor, though. You could tell he was like smiling when they attacked him. But so yeah, overall, it was a very different movie. Not as good as part one. That's Sonny. He was in our first Gremlins video.
And this one, the Gremlins are the stars.
Yeah, they are.
They take up most of the screen time.
They do.
On the first one, it's Billy and Phoebe Cates.
That was cool that they brought him back, and that was cool that they brought Dick Miller back.
Yeah.
So it is a legit sequel. Mm-hmm. I feel like this one also did not have a lot of Gizmo. Gizmo's kind of tied up in it.
Yeah, you don't see him that much. Yeah, that's true.
And I think maybe that's a fault, because Gizmo's so cute. And they're always so mean to Gizmo. When you do see him, they're being so mean to him.
Yeah.
And he's all, but that's how it is in part one. He's a nice guy, and they kind of poop all over him. Mm-hmm. I think another fault of this one was that there's no Corey Feldman. Because I like Corey Feldman, and I want to see him.
Corey Feldman probably...
He wouldn't make sense to be
in high school or something now.
Yeah.
Right, in the first one, is he like...
He's like in middle school, maybe like 5th, 6th grade.
But I mean, Billy was maybe like right out of high school, right? Maybe.
I'm not sure how long is this supposed to take place.
The first one, he's working.
He's at the bank.
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't make sense if Corey Feldman would be in this. It's just like, hey, I'm your neighbor, and then there's the other neighbor from another city. But I still would like that scene now. But overall, not as good as part one. But I think you kind of know that it's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
And it's a well-made movie. And I liked it. Had a lot of funny parts. I'm Jacob from Cinema Junkies. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Instagram, Cinema Junkies _. Don't forget the underscore.
I'm willing and I'm able to rock and roll on.